It's been a while since I've shared some meals with you here or some cooking with you on here. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to share with you a week of dinners, what I'm making for my family of 7. Like I said, we're a family of 7 and that includes 5 children, but really we have an 8, 11-year-old children, but then we have 14, 16, and 17-year-old boys. So they're kind of more like adults. So it's more like cooking for 5 adults and 2 children. So it's a lot of cooking. We're using primarily things from our pantry and things that we have on hand. I do have a small Walmart grocery delivery order coming. I don't do delivery orders very often, but decided to do it today just to get us through the next week. So today is cold and dreary and just rainy, so I decided to make chicken stew today. I'm going to use a number of products, like I said, from our pantry and our freezer. And then I wanted some like bread or biscuits to go with it, but I'm not really feeling the biscuit thing. I don't know. So I decided to try. Typically I use sourdough when I make breads and stuff, but because I didn't plan ahead, I'm going to try out of this book here, the Essential Homegrown Flour book. I'm going to try her basic yeast bread. I have not tried this yet. I'm going to give that a try. This book, by the way, has been fantastic. If you're looking at getting into milling your own flour, over there, it's a fantastic book. It has so much information and resources, and I'm slowly trying some of the recipes. So I'm going to start that now, and then when I start dinner a little later, I will take you along and show you what that looks like. Now somehow I lost the sound to this next clip, but I was just showing you I had green beans, carrots, and jalapenos from my freezer that were from our garden last year. Also, I have celery. This is how I prefer to keep it, is to chop it and freeze it. That way it doesn't go bad or get wasted. This is actually our last jar of chicken that we grew the chicken or raised the chicken ourselves, and I'm just telling you here that I'm just going to use half of the jar. We'll use the other half for something else. We are also out of chicken broth, which is pretty sad, and so I had to buy some from the store. We've got some potatoes. Yellow potatoes are always my favorite to cook with. Then I'm going to be adding onions, garlic, things like that. When I cook the stew up, I just add a roux at the very end and some milk to help thicken it up, and it was just creamy and delicious. The bread turned out great. I did realize though, well, I was like, why were these loaves so big? Because the recipe called for making 2 loaves and I doubled it. I should have made 4 loaves. But anyways, there you go. Here's what the dinner actually looked like. Tonight's dinner is baked beans with potatoes and salad. So I have these beans that have been soaking overnight. Oh, Gesundheit, child. They are navy beans. So you have 2 options. You can either pressure cook them and then cook the beans for a couple hours in the oven with everything, or I just cook them like this because I have enough time. I'm home today to just cook everything in the oven. Normally I would add some ham or like even a ham bone, but we don't have any. So I'll use some bacon bit stuff that we have like from the store and all the other dressings and get it going in the oven. Here's what the beans look like. They're soft and delicious. Everyone loves this meal. And it's really nice when it's a cooler day. Like today, it's still pretty cold out because it helps warm up the house having the oven on for hours. We have just kind of choose your own toppings. We've got avocado. These are chives, garlic chives and green onions from the garden. Some shredded cheese. We've got a salad. Some people like to put sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds on the salad. Sour cream, salsa, and then some different salad dressings. So everyone kind of just picks and chooses what they like. It's kind of like a baked potato bar, but they're roasted potatoes instead. Tonight's dinner is courtesy of my husband. He cooked delicious chicken curry. I know it doesn't show up very well, but super delicious. And then he made Raita. Raita is it's a yogurt-based side dish, I guess. It has carrots, cucumber, cilantro, salt, garlic, and crushed roasted cumin seeds. It is a delicious thing to have with curry. We also have just some rice. People haven't been feeling too good today, so everyone's just kind of eating what they want when they want. That's why I'm showing this a little later. But yeah, so we're gonna have that. There's also some pickled beets and some pickled dilly beans or pickled green beans, whatever you call them. Some people like to eat with their food, and that will be tonight's dinner. Here's a look at my dish. The lighting's not great because it is evening time. It's almost 7, and I'm ready to eat some dinner. The rain has finally stopped. The sun was out earlier. It's cloudy again, but had the chance to put plants outside. Tonight's dinner is a roast vegetable sandwich, or maybe like an open face melt, some people might call it. We just call it roast vegetable sandwich. So I have all kinds of veggies here: onions, peppers, mushrooms, tomatoes, asparagus, and carrots. And I'm gonna chop up, toss in some olive oil, add some Italian seasoning, some garlic, and some salt, and just cook them up in the oven. Now, this in my Walmart order, they subbed out regular mushrooms for these organic ones. They look okay. And we're gonna have corn on the side. Unfortunately, this corn is not looking too good. I had high hopes for the first corn of the summer, but it's not looking too good. So we'll see how that is when I open it. Backup plan is we do have some potato chips I might just add on the side. Normally I add zucchini, but I forgot to order that. We've also used things like eggplant in it before. It's just a very versatile meal. I have some buns over here just thawing that are from Costco, the ciabatta buns, because I didn't have time to make buns today. So I just open them, toast them, add some mayo and some sriracha powder, and then we'll put the veggies on top, and then some mozzarella if I can find some. I'll have to see if we have any. And it's just a really simple, delicious, pretty easy dinner for today. Tonight's dinner is going to be cooked in my lovely Instant Pot. Today is a day where we have 3 different kids' activities, and so it's a busy day. Some of the family likes to take their food with them and eat while they're out because they're out for a number of hours. Some like to eat when they get home. I just make the food before they leave so everyone can choose what they want to do. So I've got lentils in here that I soaked, and I don't usually do this many. I did too many, but that's okay. Black beans I had previously soaked and cooked, so I just pulled those out of the freezer. I'm just gonna add some jalapeno that we have from last summer still. This is just like a super quick, easy way to make a delicious meal. Everybody loves this meal. Then I have some onion as well as green pepper. I'm just gonna put in with it. Normally I would put some cilantro as well, but we don't have any right now. I'm making a mess. And then I'm gonna add some garlic as well that I have over here. And then I'm gonna put water, just enough to cover everything, and I'm going to pressure cook to the amount of time that technically, well, so normally I do the black beans like not frozen. I do them at the same time, so I do whatever those would be soaked. I think it's like 15 minutes or something. And I'm gonna let that cook. And then when I'm done, what I'll do is I will add or drain most of the water, add taco seasoning, and then I will like blend it all up to make a taco mix that we can then eat. I have some rice cooking here. Normally I would cook this rice as a mix of rice, quinoa, and broth, but we are out of quinoa and we are out of that homemade broth like I think I said before. So we're just having rice. Pretty much everyone eats it on top of rice. A couple people like hard shells. I don't think we have any. We really need to go grocery shopping. So pretty much everyone's gonna eat it over rice today. To go with our dinner tonight, we've got some tomatoes, avocado, some cheese, salad. So we've got that, and some sour cream and some salsa. I find these are like the easiest meals. Ignore my compost back there. Doesn't look very pretty. These are the easiest meals, really, where you have kind of like one main component and everyone picks and chooses what they want to put on it. I might actually go grab some green onions or some chives from the garden because those would be really good too. But everyone gets to like pick and choose what they want to put on it, and I'm just making kind of the base of the meal, and that's what it is tonight. Here's what it looks like once it is blended with the taco seasoning. It doesn't look that appetizing, I know, but it tastes delicious. This is really good to replace meat for tacos, burritos, but also to add to it if you want to just make the meat go even further. Here's what mine look like. I just have a bit of rice. I prefer it on salad. And that is our lentil taco burrito bowls, I guess, for dinner. Tonight's dinner is fish burgers and oven fries. So I've got my oven fries here. It's pretty much roasted potatoes. It's just chopped potatoes with olive oil and sea salt on it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make our tartar sauce for the burgers. It's really easy to make tartar sauce, or what we call tartar sauce. I think it tastes great and it's pretty close to it. It's just mayo, some pickles that are like chopped up super, super fine, a bit of the brine in here, or you can add lemon juice, and then some dill. And this is dill that we grew last year, which is always so exciting when we get to use our own food from the garden. There we go. And that makes really simple, delicious tartar sauce. This is the fish that we use for fish burgers. Everyone just gets one piece. Sometimes you have to cut it to make it fit in the bun, but it works. My family's not the biggest fan of just like a plain fillet. When we're making fish burgers, they prefer to use those for things like curry or tacos. This is really quick and simple. I know it's not the healthiest, but that's okay. Sometimes we have salmon burgers. Costco used to have the most delicious salmon burgers, but we've only seen it here on the East Coast one time. But for now, we're using this. We're gonna use the haddock, and we love it this way. It does taste really good. Here's some buns that I made for dinner. I have been struggling with a headache today, so I got these started probably about 2 hours later than I would have liked. So I wish they were a little bit bigger, a little fluffier, but that's okay. They're sourdough, 1/3 just regular whole wheat, and the other 2/3 I did freshly milled hard red wheat. Then we've got this not sour cream, tartar sauce. See if I can get words to work. Some tomatoes, and then I've got some lettuce from the garden. I'm just soaking it, then I'll give it a good rinse and a dry that we can put on the burgers as well. Here's what my plate looks like. Unfortunately, I didn't use enough oil on the fries, so they're a little mangled, but they'll still taste good. And that's what our dinner looks like tonight. All right, tonight's dinner is meatball subs. This is a day in which 2 kids have swimming lessons. We actually just got back, and so the swimming lessons are unfortunately right at dinner time. So it's late, and I have got a bad headache, so I'm glad it's a simple dinner tonight. I just have these meatballs that are from Costco. Sometimes we make our own. Costco's doing it today. I have canned pasta sauce. I'm just gonna cook these in the oven. Once they get really hot, I like to cut them in half and put them back in a little bit longer. I just find it's more manageable to eat when they're in halves. And I add some sauce, heat it up, and we'll throw some cheese on top. I have the buns that I made yesterday, these like hoagie sub buns. We have a bit of salad left. We're just gonna have some chips with it, and then we've got some fruit. like some strawberries and some other fruit to eat with it. And that's gonna be our dinner for tonight.
The meatball! It's a spicy meatball!
Oh boy, this is Jacob's plate. Here's mine. I prefer to have it open face, and I like lettuce on top of mine. So that is our dinner for tonight. Thanks for coming along as we shared a week of meals for our family of 7. And I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.